The bitter wind clawed at the edges of their encampment, whispering threats through the crystalline ice forests that surrounded them like silent sentinels. Inside the warming tent, the atmosphere was suffocating not from the cold, which the heaters struggled to hold at bay, but from the mounting tensions that crackled louder than the flickering lamps overhead. Myra Thallen stood rigid, her small frame taut with frustration, her hands perpetually smudged with grease and grime, clenched around the modified scanner she had been calibrating for hours. The device was her beacon of Hopper, way to pierce deeper into the mysteries beneath Ilum's surface. Yet, her enthusiasm was met with cold pragmatism. "Mira, reckless tinkering won't save us," Captain Rion Kessler said, his voice low but firm, the scar along his left cheek tightening as he spoke. "We don't have the supplies or the time for experiments that could jeopardize the whole team." Her bright eyes flashed defiantly. "If we don't push boundaries, we'll never understand what we've found. Playing it safe won't get us answers, Captain." Kessler's jaw clenched. Playing it safe keeps us alive. That should be priority one. The words hung between them like shards of ice. Alara Voss, standing a few feet away, felt the familiar weight of responsibility settle heavily on her shoulders. The leader and chief scientist had always known that this mission would test their limits, but the fractures now appearing within the team struck deeper than she had anticipated. She stepped forward, voice calm but commanding. "Enough. This isn't helping anyone. Mira, your work is invaluable, but we must balance innovation with caution. Rian, your concerns are valid, but we can't let fear dictate every move. We're here because the unknown demands we adapt. Let's find a middle ground." Mira's shoulders sagged slightly, the fight draining from her as she nodded. Kessler's gaze softened just a fraction, but the tension remained palpable. Outside, the wind roared like a living thing, rattling the tent supports and reminding them all of the planet's merciless grip. Supplies were visibly dwindling rations, half-finished, fuel canisters lighter, and the ever-present threat of frostbite lurking in every shadow. The crystalline ice, so beautiful in its alien shimmer, was a constant reminder of how perilous their situation was. Dr. Jonas Reeve moved quietly in the corner, his tall, thin frame hunched over Lena Ortiz, who sat wrapped in layers, her usually warm smile dimmed by exhaustion and a frostbitten hand. "This'll sting a bit," Jonas said softly, applying a warming balm. Lena winced but managed a small nod. "Feels like this planet's trying to freeze the life out of us," she joked weakly, trying to lift the mood. Jonas offered a tired smile. "It's relentless, but we have to stay strong, for each other." Ilara watched them, the scene a stark contrast to the storm of conflict inside the tent. The team's physical wounds were easier to mend than the invisible fractures spreading through their minds and hearts. As night deepened, the expedition's fragile unity was laid bare. Personal ambitions clashed with survival instincts. Fears whispered doubts into ears that had little room for hope. Captain Kessler's rigid command style, born of military discipline and haunted by past failures, collided with Myra's impulsive brilliance and desperate need to prove herself. Alara knew the path ahead was perilous, just because of the planet's unforgiving cold or the mysterious ruins waiting beneath the ice, but because the team's greatest challenge might be each other. The fractures within threatened to unravel everything they had fought to build. Yet, as the wind howled outside and the crystalline shadows danced eerily across the tent walls, a flicker of determination remained. They had come this far. The secrets of Ilum beckoned, and survival would demand more than just strength. It would require trust, sacrifice, and the courage to face not only the planet's extremes, but the fractures within themselves. The wind howled like a living beast through the crystalline forest, a sound both alien and hauntingly familiar. Ilara Voss pulled her hood tighter around her face, her breath crystallizing in the frozen air as she scanned the horizon. The ice around them shimmered with an almost hypnotic rhythm, as if the planet itself was breathing an unsettling pulse that resonated deep within the bones of every team member. "Do you see that?" Mira Thalen whispered, her voice barely audible over the biting wind. Her eyes darted between the shifting ice formations, glowing faintly with iridescent light. "It's like the forest is alive." Captain Rion Kessler's jaw tightened. "Stay sharp. This isn't natural. Something's triggering these changes." As if on cue, the ground trembled beneath their boots. From the crystalline thickets, slender, angular forms emerged, automated defense drones sculpted from the very ice that encased the planet. Their surfaces refracted the weak sunlight into blinding shards, and their movements were eerily fluid. A piercing sonic pulse erupted, reverberating through the air, scrambling the comms and sending a jolt of disorientation through the team. "Take cover," Kessler barked, his military instincts kicking in. The team scattered behind nearby ice pillars, hearts pounding, fingers fumbling with weapons and gear. Ilaro's mind raced. These defenses were not just mechanical, they were intelligent, adapting to their presence. The Ilum enigma was not a mere myth. It was a force, ancient and relentless. Inside their makeshift shelter, tension coiled like a living thing. Jonas Reeve checked the team's vitals, noting elevated heart rates and shallow breaths. "Psychological effects are setting in," he said grimly. "These hallucinations and whispers, they're more than just fatigue." Lena Ortiz sat hunched over the comm panel, her fingers flying across the controls as she tried to stabilize their link to the base. "The transmission is garbled, but there's something else, faint signals that don't match any known source. It's like the planet itself is trying to communicate." Mira, frustrated by the constraints, insisted on returning to the field to disable a recently discovered defense node. Kessler opposed her impulsiveness, his voice low but firm. "One mistake out there could cost us everything. We have to be methodical." Their argument escalated, voices sharp in the cold air, revealing fractures in the fragile unity of the group. Ilara stepped between them, her eyes fierce. "We need each other. Focus on the mission. The enigma wants us divided." Outside, the crystalline ice continued its silent, shifting dance, a reminder that on Ilum, survival was a battle against both the elements and the unknown. The team braced themselves for the trials ahead, knowing that the enigma had awakened and it would not relent. As the night deepened, shadows lengthened, and the ice whispered secrets older than time, the expedition found itself at a crossroads. Push forward into the heart of mystery or retreat before the planet claimed them all. And beneath the frozen surface, the ancient civilization watched, its legacy stirring in crystalline silence. The icy wind howled beyond the crystalline walls, but inside the dim chamber nestled beneath the frozen surface of Ilum, a different kind of energy pulsed, one of quiet revelation and mounting tension. Dr. Ilara Voss knelt before a sprawling wall of translucent crystal, its surface etched with complex alien inscriptions that shimmered faintly under the glow of portable lights. Her gloved fingers traced the intricate symbols with reverence, breath fogging the air as the cold crept in through every crack of the ancient structure. This was the moment she had been waiting for, the first real breakthrough in deciphering the language of the lost civilization that had once thrived here. "Look at this," Ilara whispered, her voice a mixture of awe and cautious excitement. "These symbols, they're not just decorative. they tell a story. Myra Thalon crouched nearby, her hands deftly adjusting a tangled array of wires and alien components she had scavenged from the outer ruins. Grease smudged her face and hands, but her bright eyes sparkled with unyielding determination. "If I can integrate this device with our systems," she explained without looking up, "we might be able to probe further into the ruins, maybe even bypass some of the automated defenses." Alara nodded, her mind racing with the implications. For weeks, the team had struggled against the brutal environment, the mysterious energy readings, and growing tensions among themselves. Now, at last, the fragments of the ancient civilization's history were beginning to coalesce into a narrative. Jonas Reeve, standing nearby with his ever-present medical kit, watched the two women with a mixture of concern and hope. The physical toll of the harsh conditions was evident on every member of the team, and the psychological strain threatened to unravel their fragile unity. "We need to be careful," Jonas cautioned, stepping forward. "Activating unknown technology in an alien ruin could trigger anything: defenses, traps, or worse. The team's health is already fragile." Ilara met his gaze steadily. "I understand, Jonas, but knowledge is the key to survival here. Without understanding who built this place and why, we're just stumbling blindly into danger." The chamber's walls seemed to respond to their presence, the crystalline surfaces glowing softly as Myra finished her modifications. A low hum filled the air, resonating through the ice and stone alike. The team gathered around as Myra activated the device, and shafts of ethereal light cut through the shadows, illuminating symbols that had been invisible moments before. Ilara's fingers moved quickly over her datapad, cross-referencing newly revealed inscriptions with her previous translations. This civilization," she began, voice trembling with a mix of reverence and dread. "They created these defenses not just to protect their knowledge, but to warn future explorers. They foresaw their own downfall, a cataclysm that shattered their world." Myra's eyes narrowed. "So the Enigma isn't just a guardian, it's a sentinel designed to prevent anyone from repeating their mistakes." Jonas sighed deeply, rubbing the bridge of his nose. "And now we're the intruders, risking everything to uncover secrets that might be better left buried." The chamber grew colder still, the light flickering as a distant rumble echoed through the ruins. Alara raised her voice to rally the team. "We must push forward. The answers we seek could redefine humanity's understanding of the cosmos, but we must do so with caution and unity." As the team prepared to delve deeper into the labyrinthine tunnels illuminated by Myra's device, the weight of their discovery settled heavily upon them. The ancient inscriptions had opened a door not just into history, but into the heart of the Ilum enigma itself, an enigma that promised both revelation and peril. Through the long hours that followed, Alara continued her meticulous work, piecing together the faded echoes of a civilization lost to time. Myra's deft engineering unlocked pathways once sealed by time and technology, while Jonas tended to the weary, offering both medical aid and quiet counsel. Yet beneath their combined efforts lurked the ever-present threat of the planet's hostile defenses, a reminder that some secrets demanded a high price. In a rare moment of quiet, Alara paused to jot in her journal, her hands steady despite the chill and fatigue. "We stand at the crossroads of discovery and destruction," she wrote. "Ilum's secrets whisper warnings across the ages, and we must heed them if we are to survive." As the chapter closed, the faint glow of alien light bathed the team in an eerie glow, shadows dancing like silent sentinels around them. The secrets in the ice were no longer silent. They had begun to speak, and the expedition's fate hinged on whether the team could listen and understand before it was too late. The first warning came as a distant howl, barely audible over the steady crunch of boots on frozen ground. Dr. Ilara Voss paused, her sharp eyes scanning the crystalline ice forest that stretched endlessly beneath a grey sky. The wind was increasing, cold biting through layers of protective gear, and the familiar, eerie shimmer of Ilum's ice cast ghostly reflections on every surface. "Storm's coming," she muttered, her voice taut with concern. Captain Rian Kessler, standing beside her with his broad frame braced against the chill, nodded grimly, his gaze fixed on the horizon where dark clouds gathered like an advancing army. "We need to find shelter, now. This planet doesn't forgive hesitation." Myra Thalon zipped her jacket tighter, her bright eyes flicking to the instruments in her hands. "The readings just spike-twined speeds are climbing fast. We don't have much time." The team hastened their pace, urgency thrumming through their veins as the crystalline forest seemed to close in with every step. The ice pillars, tall and jagged, caught the fading light with unnatural brilliance, casting fractured shadows that danced in the gale. Thomas Vere moved carefully, scanning the ground for stable footing while Eli Marks recalculated their route, the navigator's eyes sharp despite the growing whiteout. Suddenly, the storm unleashed its fury. Blinding snow whipped horizontally, stinging exposed skin and obscuring vision. The howl of the wind grew into a deafening roar, drowning out all but the frantic calls of the team. "Shelter," Kessler shouted, voice nearly lost as they scrambled toward the ruins recently uncovered beneath the ice. Ilara led the charge, her heart pounding as she remembered the briefing, how this place, once home to an ancient civilization, was as dangerous as it was awe-inspiring. The ruins rose like frozen monoliths, crystalline pillars etched with alien inscriptions shimmering faintly beneath layers of frost. They were a sanctuary now, a fragile refuge from the storm's wrath. Inside a hollowed chamber, the team worked swiftly to secure their temporary camp. Myra's hands trembled slightly as she rigged improvised heaters, the hiss of escaping steam mingling with the howling wind beyond the ice walls. Jonas Reeve checked each member for signs of frostbite or hypothermia, his cautious demeanor a steadying presence amid the chaos. Tensions, however, simmered just beneath the surface. Mira's impatience to push forward clashed with Kessler's rigid command. "We can't just sit here waiting for the storm to pass," she insisted, eyes blazing. "Every minute wasted is a chance lost to understand what's down there." Kessler's scarred cheek twitched with frustration. "And every rash move could get us killed. You want to risk the entire team on a gamble." Ilara stepped between them, voice calm but firm. "This isn't just about speed or caution. It's about survival. We have to balance both." The storm outside battered the fragile shelter, ice crystals rattling like shards of glass against the makeshift walls. Inside, the team's breaths fogged the air, and the weight of isolation pressed heavily. Kessler retreated to a dim corner, eyes clouded with memories he fought to suppress. Flashbacks of a failed rescue mission haunted him, cries lost in the wind, comrades left behind. His hands clenched into fists, the past threatening to unravel his composure. Ilara approached quietly, her empathy reaching out across the divide. "You don't have to carry it alone," she said softly. "We're in this together." Kessler's gaze met hers, the first flicker of vulnerability breaking through his stoic facade. "This storm, it's more than just weather. It's a test." The team gathered closer, united by the shared peril and the fragile hope that had carried them this far. As the blizzard raged outside, Ilara's voice rose with determination. "When the storm breaks, we decide. Do we push onward, risking everything to unlock Ilum's secrets? Or do we retreat, preserving ourselves for another day?" A heavy silence fell, The crossroads of survival lay before them, a choice that would define not only the mission but their very lives. Outside, the wind screamed its ancient warning. Inside, the team forged their resolve. And the story of Ilum was far from over. The storm hit without warning, a sudden and savage tempest sweeping across the crystalline forests of Ilum with a ferocity that stole the breath from even the hardiest among the expedition team. The swirling whiteout reduced visibility to mere inches, obscuring the jagged ice formations that loomed like silent sentinels in the blizzard's grasp. Inside their hastily constructed shelter, a patchwork of reinforced panels and energy shields, the team gathered, their bodies huddled close as the wind howled like some ancient beast pressing against the fragile walls. Dr. Alara Voss sat near the center, her usually sharp gaze dulled by fatigue and the creeping weight of fear. The storm's unrelenting fury outside seemed to echo the turmoil within her mind. Memories of her lost mentor, whose voice once guided her through theoretical puzzles and fieldwork alike, now haunted her with cruel clarity. His warnings about the dangers of hubris and the costs of obsession played like a broken record as the shelter groaned under the assault of the storm. She clutched her journal tightly but found no words to write. The ink seemed frozen in her thoughts. Captain Rian Kessler stood sentinel by the shelter's entrance, the pale glow of emergency lights casting sharp shadows across his broad frame. His eyes, usually steely and unreadable, flickered with an uncommon vulnerability. The sound of the wind reminded him too vividly of the failed rescue mission that still haunted his dreams. The faces of those he couldn't save, the bitter taste of loss. His jaw clenched as he fought the rising tide of memories, determined not to let his past failures unravel the fragile thread that held the team together. Meanwhile, Mira Thalen was the eye of a different kind of storm. Kneeling beside the damaged control panel, she worked feverishly, her hands smeared with grease and sweat despite the biting cold. Alien devices embedded in the shelter sputtered intermittently, flickering between life and silence as the ancient defenses, remnants of the lost civilization, reacted unpredictably to their presence. Sparks jumped from the console, casting eerie shadows that danced across the ice-streaked walls. Mira's breath came in quick bursts as she rerouted power, her mind racing to understand the technology that seemed both alien and hauntingly familiar. Every moment counted. Failure meant being left defenseless against the planet's wrath. In the dim corner, Dr. Jonas Reeve moved among the group, administering warm fluids and tending to frostbite and exhaustion. His calm, methodical presence was a balm amid the chaos, though even he could not fully mask the strain etched into his face. He monitored vitals, adjusted oxygen levels, and offered quiet words of encouragement, knowing that survival depended as much on mental resilience as physical endurance. Lena Ortiz, ever the optimist, managed communications with trembling fingers. Though the storm severed direct links with their orbiting ship, she tirelessly scanned for fragments of signals, hoping for a miracle. Her warm smile belied the gnawing fear beneath, a fragile thread of hope in the storm's cold heart. The storm raged through countless hours, its icy breath seeping into every corner of the shelter. Outside, the crystalline ice groaned and shifted as if alive, responding to the ancient defenses that now stirred beneath their feet. At unpredictable intervals, alarms blared and energy pulses rippled through the structure, forcing the team into urgent repairs and rapid defensive measures. The fragile unity of the group was tested by exhaustion and fear. Harsh words were exchanged, and old wounds reopened. Yet amid the tension, moments of quiet solidarity emerged. Shared glances, steady hands, and the unspoken determination to endure. Ilara's mind drifted through a haze of memories and fears, her thoughts punctuated by flashes of her mentor's voice urging caution, resilience, and clarity. She wrestled with her instinct to push forward against the undeniable peril that surrounded them. Kessler's struggles mirrored her own, his stoic mask occasionally cracking to reveal the man beneath, a soldier burdened by loss but refusing to surrender. Myra's frantic tinkering was both a beacon and a gamble. Each success in stabilizing the alien technology was a small victory. Each failure a reminder of the unknown forces arrayed against them. The shelter's lights flickered, casting shifting crystalline patterns on the snow outside, a ghostly dance that seemed to mock their plight. As the storm showed no sign of abating, the team faced the stark reality. Survival depended on more than shelter and technology. Trust, unity, and sheer human will became their most precious resources. The frozen wilderness outside was indifferent, a vast and beautiful tomb that would claim the unwary without hesitation. The chapter closes with the team bracing for the storm's next assault, their resolve hardening even as the ancient defenses stir ominously. Ilara's whispered words to herself, "We endure or we perish," hang in the cold air, a somber pledge at the edge of oblivion.